Hello. Welcome to my stream's audio check. It's good to see you again. Hello. Make sure you turn the volume off.
You're fine.
We're going to want that volume off because it's going to echo everything. We're waiting for more friends to gather, and then we'll read you a story. How's that sound, friends? Do you have it up? Ricky, do you have the video up? Alright, show me the video. Excellent. Gathered friends. The time has come for the legend of the Bionicle. Long ago, I don't know the rest of the story.
It was fun.
I know if all these ones are
Don't correct me, child.
Couldn't you just said Raikiki?
Stuff it up your ass, kindly, Raikiki.
I feel like Dane's sitting like this and saying, you could have just said Raikiki.
Dane is a bitch ass. Stuff it up your ass, kindly, Raikiki. Like,
There's two people watching right now. One of them's me and one of them's Ryan.
But did you see the waiting for device to be ready?
Hmm?
Did you see on it where it froze for a second and said waiting for device to be ready? Did you see it now?
Oh, Brandon's watching too because he's correcting me over Snapchat.
I want all of you sending this to everyone.
I'm pretty much
Brandon, basically, I'm too lazy to type it. He's going to read Donald Trump, Mike Pence fan fiction. So yeah, that's what it is. Nice, Brandon. He liked it and subscribed. Lit.
We are currently waiting for more friends to gather. And then I shall read you all a kind story. A story of love, romance, and butt stuff. The good shit.
I sent it to Mason. It was about the time he's getting home. FaceTime Mason.
Go away then.
Making a FaceTime call to make
I want in
sense.
the background. Or Ryan, just go to the pause screen.
You should start.
Send this to everyone you know. When we hit 5 people, I will begin reading the fiction. The fiction of the fans.
Or pause screen.
Why? Can you pause the fire?
Why?
Thanks, Daryl, for joining. Now we can watch. And listen.
Gather, friends. Watch and listen to a story of love, romance, butt stuff, and all the other good things. Cheers. Can I get a fist bump, bros?
Cancer.
The Bright Future of America. A Donald Trump times Mike Pence lemon fanfiction. Written by Minje Kuriyama. Warning. Explicit content. Definitely not safe for work. Tags. Yaoi. Romance. Sex. Seducing. Drunk. Anal. All the good shit. Please read at your own discretion. All possibly insinuated political opinions are entirely ironic in this story. Enjoy. Mike woke up feeling groggy from the celebrations from the previous night. He made an attempt to sit up, but his head started to hurt. Yup, definitely hungover. The sunlight's rays glistened through the mahogany window shutters. Birds chirping with the newborn hope of morning. The abnormal lighting in the room made it rather difficult for Mike to see clearly. Then he felt a rustle in the sheets on his right side. What Mike then noticed was undeniably shock-inducing. A drowsy Donald had appeared from under the ruffled bedsheets, grunting several obscenities about female genitalia in his sleep. Mike was soon to discover that Donald was wearing very little clothing. No, he was wearing none at all. Then it all hit Mike at that moment. The events of last night's party all came to him at once. Flashback. We're going to get to work immediately for the American people, Donald said proudly. And we're going to be doing a job that hopefully you will be so proud of your president. You'll be so proud. Again, it's my honor. It was an amazing evening. It's been an amazing 2-hour period, and I love this country. Donald looked over his broad shoulder at Mike. "Thank you to Mike Pence. Thank you," he said with a warm and tender smile. Once everyone had given their thank yous and whatnot, Mike and Donald soon stood at the front of a conference table with campaign participants sitting on both sides of the table. Everyone held a glass of wine in their hand, their grins glistening with the pleasure of sweet victory. Donald cleared his throat to get their attention. "I propose a toast to my good hombre, Mike Pence, because he is, like, the best vice president I could ask for. And get me when I say this, folks. If he weren't my VP, perhaps I'd be dating him." A sudden silence fell over the table. "Well, anyway," swooped in Mike to change the topic before an uproar began. "Let the celebration begin." An hour had passed. The campaign staff sat around the table, faces now red with drunkenness. The only exception was Mike, who had made a constituent effort to stay true to his Christian ideals. Donald looked as if he was about to collapse from alcohol poisoning. Mike had to keep Donald from laying down comfortably on his lap throughout most of the party, as Donald would be consistently finding a way to get there. "Love me," Donald abruptly whispered in Mike's ear. Catching him completely off guard, Mike fell off his chair and landed hard on his back. Uninjured, but frightened. Donald then decided to tackle him on the ground and spoon him in a tight binding lock. Mike, still trying to escape, thought to himself, "Oh my goodness, I guess his experience in wrestling made him so muscular and strong. Wow!" he moaned suddenly. He felt a stiff and long object press up against his ass, making him moan louder. By every moment it grew. All the while, the Donald himself started to dry hump him, now holding him in a full Nelson. At this point, Mike began to fear for his life. He had fear that God would deny him for doing these unchaste acts with someone other than his wife, let alone with another man. Right at that moment, Donald turned Mike's head around and poured Hennessy into his mouth through a direct lip-on-lip kiss with slight tongue involved. Having no alcohol in his life, the desoberifying effects of alcohol immediately took effect on Mike. He lost all reason and let all of his tensions go. He even began to enjoy the dry humping very much. When Donald took him to a love hotel, the manager at the desk gave them both a horrified gaze. But the two didn't care. They went at it the whole time, shoving their tongues into each other's mouths and grabbing each other of their tight ass cheeks. Once they got into their room, that's when the fun truly began. The Donald ripped off his clothes, revealing a chiseled 8-pack and broad shoulders. That is written in all capitals with many spaces. Mike, now laying on the bed and unbuttoning his shirt, started to have an inkling of regret for what was about to take place. He was about to commit a heinous sin against his own religion, but the thrill of committing such a foul crime turned him on all the more. Author's note. Please stop reading here. For your own mental health, I implore you. Otherwise, please continue if you so dare. Well, my friend, dear author, it is a good thing that I am thoroughly and undoubtedly mentally fucking insane. Donald propped himself up, kneeling on the edge of the bed, while Mike laid down, legs spread out wide in front of him. slathering some shampoo around his long member. They didn't have any lube. Donald made the right choice and asked Mike one final question before they entered complete ecstasy. "Are you sure you want to go through with this, Mike?" Donald asked, clearly ready to plunge himself deep into the abyss that is Mike's asshole. Not caring about the consequences, Mike shooed away the question with his hand and said in a horny voice, "You know that I do, my president." Before he could even finish, the cock that made America great again, TM, abruptly closed all distance between the two politicians, getting a loud moan from both. Mike watched closely as his anal virginity was taken away so viciously from him, as Donald's cock disappeared into his anal cavity. His ears now ringing with pleasure, Mike signaled Donald to start pumping. Donald followed suit, gradually moving his hips up and down, faster and faster, getting louder moans from Mike as time passes on. "Oh, Mr. President Trump!" Mike screamed at the top of his lungs. "Your thick meat is too big for my tight asshole." Donald continues to fuck Mike harder and harder until the moans don't seem to get any louder than they already are. "Aw, shit. Looks like I'm coming, Mike," Donald uttered, head thrown back in utter pleasure. Mike then leaned forward and grabbed Donald's broad shoulders and brought him down so they could share a sloppy and wet kiss before Mike clenched his asshole and brought his legs around Donald so he would remain deep inside Mike while he came. "I'm coming!" yelled both Republicans at the same time. Donald unloaded his hot and steamy cum into Mike so hard that he swore he felt some go through his digestive tract and up onto his tongue. Mike spasmed vigorously as he too came all over Trump's face and chest. After they had finally stopped coming, Donald pulled out and laid down next to Mike, whose anus was overflowing with baby gravy. Then they shared a sweaty and semen-infested kiss before embracing each other and falling asleep. Flashback ended. Mike expected himself to keel over and die simply from doing something so evil. He cheated on his wife. He had gay sex with a man. However, he was... However, he wasn't disappointed. Not in the slightest. Mike was glad that he had developed his newfound relationship with his colleague. For better or for worse. "I guess we could keep this as our secret," said Mike before drifting back into sleep, before the sun fully rose for a new and bright day in America. The end. Friends, feel free to stay tuned, as I will be reading a lovely, second, very sexual gay fanfiction for you all, as you have been a lovely audience this fine evening. Ryan.
For some reason, I'm looking at myself being itchy.
This is what Garrel sent me.
What is it?
It's like, would you like to block right keep? They won't be able to find your this. He's in the
When you give me a choice.
Hmm? Is it still alive?
Yeah, it's so loud. It hurts. Maybe that's me. He's like,
It's Brandon.
I'm trying to hang myself.
Popo. Alright, cut it. You're hardcore.